Today, a former department store is set to become an experiential retail hub, and we're going to see the newest art installations at shopping centers across North America.
And retailers on the Las Vegas Strip are breathing a sigh of relief. That's all right now on everything we know about retail. Hello, my name is Taylor Coyne, joining you from Los Angeles.
And this is James Cook coming to you from rural Indiana. Both of us research retail and real estate for JLL.
And this is everything we know about retail.
Taylor, this is the show where we tell all of you guys and gals and folks who choose to be gender non-binary everything we know about retail, 3 things at a time. So Taylor, what do you know about retail?
Well, I got a good one today. I know that today we are joined by Amanda Metcalf at ICSC to talk about art installations at retail centers.
Awesome.
I know. Tell me about it. We're getting back out there. People are doing art, making, spaces exciting. So let's get to it. Here's the first thing that we know about retail, that Amanda Metcalf is the editor-in-chief for SCT and ICSC Exchange. Welcome, Amanda.
Hi, I'm happy to be here. This is going to be fun.
Hey, Amanda. So we have visuals, we have examples of cool art and stuff that we're going to share. But I want to ask you a question off the bat. Why do shopping centers tell you that they put art in their centers? What's the point of doing that?
Well, there was the pandemic brought around a reason to bring people to centers, even if it wasn't to flood the inside with shoppers. The shopping centers needed to remain relevant, both in person and online. And so these art installations provided an opportunity to let shoppers, or rather people, even if they weren't shopping, to come in, to come on site, to experience this immersive art in person. But then it also lived on frequently with social media posts. So we reached that quintessential new buzzword of omni-channel. And there was a lot of consumer building. We're all in this together, messages of hope and support for first responders. It's just an all-encompassing win-win-win compounded times 10.
This must have been a lot of fun. You compiled quite a list. You compiled a list of how many?
42. We started at 40, and then there were 2 we just had to add on, and we bumped it up to 42.
All right. Well, we're not going to go through those. You picked some of your favorites. So let's get into it. This is awesome. This is in Oahu.
Yes, this was again, one of those opportunities to share support for healthcare workers. And it's such a vibrant piece. I find it irresistible, especially as I'm redecorating my apartment. I wouldn't mind having this on my wall. But I love that healthcare workers posed with this mural. It shows that interactive nature.
Yeah, it's super cool. I think we're starting off with probably one of my favorites. I love the imagery there. Okay, well, here's one. I think this one's supposed to be Instagrammable, right?
Well, everything's Instagrammable,
right.
Isn't it?
Deep,
Yeah.
Very deep, yes.
Right. That's a philosophy question we can explore later.
This took advantage actually of a marketing campaign ICSC had launched. It was rather a marketing toolkit for members to use. The theme was back together. And we hoped that members would be able to use this to celebrate the return. And so clearly we don't have a picture of someone holding it, but you can imagine how somebody would pose with this art. And I love that idea that we're celebrating the in-person, even though you're then sharing that picture on social media as well.
And so this was at more than one Brixmor Center in Texas.
I believe so.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Okay, this one is interesting. Tell us about this one.
This one was in Montebello, and California, and they charged $30 for participants to get a bag of chalk. And they could design their own parking space. I mean, had some empty parking spaces. So what a way to activate them. And I think that you could probably do whatever you wanted, but they encouraged messages of positivity and encouragement to return to that theme.
I'm also just impressed on this one that someone went in and colored these pretty large spaces with one whole piece of chalk. Like, well done. That's a lot of chalk. I'm just impressed for a lot of reasons, but I just really wanted to point that one out.
Right. And then you have that textured, the white is textured. I was one who was very literal when I was a child and would even color in large blocks using the white crayon. So I agree. I have respect here. And I also really love the idea that it's community created art. It's not just professional artists.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So this is another favorite. So this is at the Westfield World Trade Center, downtown New York. This is a really big digital display.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. The idea that digital doesn't mean the end of in person. The reason I love this, it's got the educational component. This display was meant to educate visitors about the land grants afforded to Black people in the 1600s when it was called New Netherland. And so it's digital. Certainly I could have viewed a stream of this on my computer, but what a magical thing to be there and be looking at this and understanding that these land grants were for that land that I'm standing on. It's a digital display that really brings people to that particular place. And I don't see any way it could have been done other than on site. And being real estate professionals on site is good.
Yeah, that's where they come and buy stuff. So we like that. But this is adjacent to a transportation hub too. So
so many people going through there,
especially pre-COVID and hopefully soon post-COVID as subway ridership increases. Yeah, really cool example.
And I would love to, if I could, I would love to point out that those who put this together, the Black Gotham Experience, pointed out that they're learning that shopping center installations are really drawing eyeballs and giving a chance to share, especially the educational mission. And I believe that the American Museum of Natural History is doing some traveling exhibits, and they did something similar in Bogota with a shopping center recently.
Wow, really cool. All right. And this is on Lincoln Road in Miami, which is one of our most popular shopping streets in the US. A lot of tourist traffic there.
I've never been, but I hope to go. This was, I am not clear actually on whether they did any official performances, but this was a studio where the dancers rehearsed, practiced. I don't know what the term is for ballet, but at a time when we all were craving human interaction, what a wonderful way not just to see art, but to see humans. And I can imagine seeing this in person must have felt very grounding.
I love this. We were talking the other day with all of these vacant storefronts, and we've come a long way with some of the, coming soon, X and Y coffee shop, and it's great and all of that. But this, I just love, what a good use of, and of course there aren't it's not a snow globe. These dancers aren't dancing all day long, but I love that idea of strolling down and seeing people utilize this space for, just a beautiful movement. I think that's great. Very creative. I like that one a lot. Hopefully the dancers didn't mind too much, but also you're professional, so you're kind of used to people watching you dance. So probably par for the course.
Right. I think there's this, over the past decade or so, been the idea that people want to see how things are done. You didn't just want to see the final Da Vinci. You wanted to see his sketches. And so this is the performance art version of that. And I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's like open kitchens and restaurants are all the rage because it's like that entertainment of, how do they put things together? It shouldn't be a secret. So our next one here is from Canada, from Edmonton, Alberta, Kingsway Mall.
Right. This one I like. Well, I just love the big bold color. And when we solicited ideas or examples, by far the most popular or the most frequent were murals. And my understanding is that they're a relatively low cost way to bring art, and what huge impact. Again, you've got a mural in person just has a different vibe from seeing that same image in thumbnail form on one's computer. And as things continue to open up, I can just imagine, you're meeting a friend and say, "Oh, let's meet by the big blue mural." It'll serve a function and be a marking point for a lot of people. And I love the big murals. I would, as I'm redecorating, I would do that to an entire wall in my apartment.
Yeah, totally. A good point about art is that it offers a sense of place and like also wayfinding. Like I think about the sprawl of the undifferentiated sprawl of the suburbs and how everything looks the same, but when you have art, suddenly there are these like standout things where you're like, oh, well, let's meet by the big, blue head or whatever. It's very cool.
Thank you for putting wayfinding and placemaking words into my mouth.
Oh yeah, well that's what we do here. Oh, and here's one that I don't know if this was on the list or you shared this one with us later, right?
This was not on our list. I wish I had known about it. This is North Park in Dallas, and what they did, I think it was about 200 female STEM professionals posed for 3D body scans. And these are contemporaries. It's already immersive just to look at it, that bright color. What I love about this is by making them all the same color, you get a sense of the number. So there are this many more, but there are already here 200 notable female STEM professionals. And then each one has audio and video to share that individual's story. So it's already impressive to see in person, I imagine, and then to weave yourself among them and start learning about the individuals. And it uses this green space. I think it's just a lovely melding of modern day technology and the nature. That it's right up my alley.
Yeah, it's really cool. I checked out the website, and there are, there's information on each scientist, each STEM professional, and like a photo of her and the background. And I mean, it's great because, a lot of, girls are really interested in science, but as they get older, the world kind of like pushes them away from it because of the sexism and all that jazz. And this is a way to show rather than tell girls of just how possible it is to be successful in science.
Yeah, and I want to know who that one right in the middle as we look head on. Somehow that must be a very important one, but they're all important. And notice by the signage that it comes with a hashtag, as I've been saying, hashtag and she can. I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, those are some great examples. Amanda, there's one more that I pulled that was also on the list. That was my favorite. This is at Assembly Row, which is a federal center, mixed use project outside of Boston. And this is a solar sunflower. So this is a time lapse photo of it, and it follows the sun throughout the day. And I just love this combination of art and science. And these apparently, because they follow the sun, they generate 40% more energy than traditional solar panels. So really cool. And
yeah, that's a great one. I love that it follows along for scientific reasons, but that's so artful as well. You gotta be there in person.
Yeah. So Amanda, you're keeping your finger on the pulse of shopping and shopping centers. Do you think that in another year you're going to have a whole new batch of art, or was art a particularly COVID thing And now that we're coming out of it, you know, they're going to be doing other stuff.
Well, many of these, I hope they stick around as is. So I hope that it's built upon. The story that ICSC ran in SCT indicated that the shopping center owners and managers find this really valuable and really do plan to continue to do so. It had a special value during COVID, but the value remains, the talking, the conversation, getting people in to visit. And I also think that shopping centers are realizing they need to take even more active role in creating a sense of place, both for the benefit of their surrounding communities, but also for their tenants. And so I think it's going to stick around.
Awesome. Well, Amanda, we're going to say goodbye to you for now, but are you going to join us later for our retail challenge?
I will. I'll be here.
All right. All right. We'll talk in a little bit. So, Taylor, what else do you know about retail?
All right. Here's the second thing I know about retail. Vegas. It's back. It's happening. People are desperate.
I know.
For fun and entertainment. So, as you know, last week we talked all about movie theaters. So it got me on this whole like entertainment kick. And, you know, like truly, where do you go to be entertained? Vegas. So foot traffic is back. Look at this.
Whoa.
It's amazing.
Wow. So this is for the Strip.
This is for the Strip. So really just, you know, this isn't every single hotel or casino, but I mean, for anyone who's ever been to Vegas and walked down the Strip, everyone's walking around. This is a great indicator of what's actually happening for all of the hotels, all of the casinos, all of the retail there. And it's impressive. I mean, again, everything was down 100% in April of last year, but just to see that we're at 4.4% under 2019 levels in my mind is we're there. You're basically back.
Yeah.
So it just really, really impressive. And again, you know, for some reason, it cracks me up. It's like, yeah, what are you going to do? Oh, I'm going to Vegas. Like, I need to let loose and have a good time. And James, normally, what month is this? This is June. We would have been in Vegas normally in May for Recon.
Yeah.
As everyone, well, not everyone, but probably avid viewers of our show knows that it got postponed. So we didn't get to go. However, I think both of us share the same kind of enthusiasm for what we're going to do when we do get to go back to Vegas. And it is go to Meow Wolf and Area 15 as a whole, which is this just like amazing interactive experience. You know, a lot of people would
more art.
Yeah, it's also more art. Oh, I didn't even make that connection. What a shame.
It's art day here on Everything We Know.
It is art day. Fantastic. I did this on purpose. This is such a perfect connection to our first discussion. So for our viewers who are unfamiliar, even though I swear at this point, everyone knows what it is, even if you don't know what it is, because I feel like everyone has seen that iconic, like I'm opening a refrigerator. It's a refrigerator, right? And then you go down the slide.
Well, it's a refrigerator. It's a portal to another universe at the House of Eternal Return, which is the original Meow Wolf in Santa Fe. But this is a totally different one. Tell us about it.
Okay. So this isn't going to tell you a thing, but I love it. So Meow Wolf makes all of these really interactive worlds, really. So as you said, that was the first one in Santa Fe. The one that they did in Vegas in Area 15 is called Omega Mart. Omega Mart, per Meow Wolf's, description, is a second permanent exhibition, is an interactive, mind-bending art experience at Area 15 in Las Vegas. So this is one of those, like grand opening advertisement videos that tells you absolutely nothing about what you're going to experience there, which part of I just love. Like, I don't know, we'll see, but I want to go because I want to experience it. And it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. So unfortunately though, a little bit of a COVID update. So they had to completely shut down their Santa Fe flagship due to COVID, not surprising. And then the grand opening of the Omega Mart at Area 15 kept getting postponed and postponed. It finally opened about 3 months ago. House of Eternal Return. That's a tough one, huh?
Right.
They
And that's
reopened in March.
yeah, a limited
Um,
capacity, right?
Yes, limited
Yeah.
capacity, but apparently, according to them, they've sold out almost every single day, I think, except one, bringing more. And of course, that's with capacity restrictions, but still, that's bringing more than 58,000 visitors since they reopened, which is so impressive. And then we'll actually see a little bit. So this is actually someone showing up to Omega Mart now that it's been opened. They've also been performing better than expected, which is really great news. So this is what happens when you roll up. Oh, I hope it doesn't buffer like this the whole time. We'll see. There we go.
So now we're coming to Area 15, which is the greater development of which Meow Wolf is the anchor.
Correct. They have, I wish I actually knew how many square feet they had, but in Area 15, they've got a ton. They've got so much entertainment going on. They've got a golf thing, they've got music, they've got bars, just a ton of entertainment. But I would say Meow Wolf is definitely, I would probably say probably the biggest draw, right? I mean, it also takes up the most amount of space and is the most well known. So since they were finally able to have their grand opening, they've been selling out when they were at 50% capacity. They sold out when they're at 80%. As the whole state's restrictions have eased, they've seen more than 208,000 visitors, according to Meow Wolf, which is just, again, really impressive. People are so excited to go and experience all of this fantastic art. Look at all of these crazy art installations. I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit so you can kind of get a sense of what happens in the grocery store.
Yeah, so it's like you're inside a normal grocery store, but all the products are really weird.
Mammoth chunks. That's disgusting.
And there is somewhere, I don't know exactly where, a portal to another universe. I'm assuming it's through, well, spoiler alert, I think it's through one of the refrigerated cases in the back.
I mean, that seems to that tracks. That tracks.
Yeah. But this is everything for me because I love retail and I love art, and it's, clearly fun and probably, a lot of it's tongue in cheek. So I'm really excited to go. Hopefully this December.
Hopefully this December. And just so you know, when you go, you can be in good company because they're also selling items. So far, they have sold 4,800 Orange Dream mocktails in the Data Mosh Bar, more than 2,000 packs of Doomed Expedition gum, and over 3,500 bottles of Omega Cola soda. So there's a lot of actual retail opportunity as well here. So get ready. Head to Vegas. It's going to be a good time.
Awesome. So yeah, Amanda, who joined us, who's with ICSC, we're talking about the different conferences that they put on. The next big one is going to be in Las Vegas in December. So hopefully we'll be there for that.
And we get to check out all of this stuff and help all of those traffic numbers. So, Vegas, not surprising, but seeing a quick comeback. James, what else do you know about retail?
Oh, Taylor, here's the third thing that I know about retail. SCHEELS. Are you familiar with SCHEELS?
Only because of the work that we do, but I am not actually, yes, I'm familiar-ish.
Yeah. So SCHEELS, big mega outdoor superstore in the world of like a Bass Pro Shops. They've got 29 locations in 13 states. They've just announced a new location that's set to open at Chandler Fashion Center, which is a Macerich Mall in Chandler, AZ, in a former Nordstrom's. So this is like over 200,000 square feet. It's going to be huge. Saltwater aquarium, wildlife mountain, archery lanes, shooting gallery, bowling. There's going to be an arcade, a candy store, a restaurant. We're talking super experiential retail. I think it is perfect. Now, it's not set to open until 2023 because obviously it takes some time to turn a Nordstrom into a super SCHEELS. I should say SCHEELS is also, the thing they're known for is they have an indoor Ferris wheel.
Of course. Add it to the bowling and the archery and the aquarium and the mountain, I think that you mentioned. Yeah.
As you would. So the no word yet on if this new Chandler location is going to have that indoor Ferris wheel. But this is, my take is that a place like Chandler, Arizona is not as fit for a Nordstrom as it is for a SCHEELS. So this is the perfect opportunity where you get a vacant department store that Nordstrom had closed during the pandemic and they just decided not to reopen it. This is a perfect opportunity for a shopping center owner to put in a cool experiential anchor that is actually better than what for the community than what was there before.
Right. So much outdoorsy stuff, so much hiking, so much, outdoorsy things that you can do in Arizona. I just also feel like that totally, tracks. Yeah. Also, this, not that you're going to know this, I believe you said there's a wildlife mountain.
Yes. Yes, there is.
I am, as soon as you said that, not that this is what's happening, but I'm imagining, the old like Nickelodeon Guts, the crag that people used to climb up on races. Do you remember this? And you had to like get to the top and you go, and you hit the thing and there's an explosion.
I don't, because I think I'm a little older than you, Taylor. But
well, I was an avid watcher every weekend. Can't believe you didn't tune in also.
When I was probably in college, ages. Taylor.
It was entertainment for all ages. There's no discrimination.
Well, I watched Double Dare. That was my jam back on Nickelodeon the day. I don't know if that was still on.
It was.
Anyway, speaking of challenges, are you ready for our retail challenge?
Oh, am I ever?
All right. Amanda, are you ready for our retail challenge?
I hope so.
Okay, so the way this works is, let me pull it up here. Okay. Yeah. The way this works is I'm going to ask you each 3 questions. You get a point for each correct question. And, maybe we'll have some hints and bonus points along the way. All you win are some bragging rights anyway. So let me pull up our first question. This is not the question, but anybody know what this is?
Is
Dave and Buster's?
You got it.
Dave and Buster's, but I couldn't think of the words.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, that's a story for another day, but Taylor and I played Jurassic Park at Dave and Buster's not that long ago. Yeah. That was fun. So, okay, so guys, Dave and Buster's this summer, they are going to be the first restaurant to offer something new. Do you guys know what that new thing is?
Can you give us a hint? Like, is it a technology? Is it a food item? Is it a type of drink?
Well, I should say they are rolling out a new menu, but that's not what I'm talking about. I will give you a hint.
I have a guess.
Yes, go for it.
Nice.
I have a guess. A subscription membership plan.
Ooh, now that isn't it, but I love where you're thinking. That's a good guess. Okay, I'm going to give you the initials. NFT.
The things that we can the things that I've been like hearing about on the daily that I can't tell you about. The like
digital images that cost money for reasons that I don't understand.
Yeah, that thing.
Yes. AKA non-fungible tokens.
Sorry, tip of my tongue. Forgot it for a split second.
I don't know
there.
why you guys didn't know this. I mean, clearly it's non-fungible tokens. So these are one-of-a-kind digital items that are selling for like ridiculous amounts of money. They're kind of like cryptocurrency, but not exactly. So they're rolling out, Dave & Buster's is rolling out collectible digital coins and cards.
So this is digital garbage pail kids.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. But my guess is that when you play skee ball, you earn tickets that you can trade in for your digital cards thing. So they're kicking it off with an auction where the proceeds are going to go to charity. But after that, you can like win these. And I think the way it works is some of them are really rare and some of them are really common. So yeah, just like garbage pail kids. Yeah, totally. All right.
What a time.
So you each get half a point because you guys both were on board with that. So that was great. Okay. So here's our next one. What is this?
A Whopper?
A Big Mac? Because she's already said Whopper.
So this was a trick question. It looks like a Big Mac, but it's not.
Oh, is it like Impossible Meat? Whatever clever thing I can say that's going to sound like a Whopper, but it's like a bopper.
I'm going to give you each a half a point because you kind of both are around that realm. It's a Ready Burger. So this is a new plant-based meatless burger chain that looks a bit like McDonald's. They've opened up their first location in the UK this month. They've got 3 more locations planned. So the big difference with Ready Burger is normally you get a plant-based burger and the price points are going to be high, but the price points with Ready Burger are the same as other fast food chains. So this that you're looking at, which is clearly a Big Mac imitator, sells for just under £2. So that's $2.83. So, you know, it's the kind of thing that will.
I have to laugh. I was like, that thing is £2. Like, wait. Yeah,
well, when you go on vacation to the UK, everything's more expensive. You're like, oh, the prices are the same, and then you do the math, and you're like, oh my gosh, no, everything's like $1 more. So I'm excited. I love meatless food. I eat a lot of Impossible burgers and stuff. So, Amanda, you a fan of meatless meat?
I've had it.
Taylor, you a fan?
I
love that.
mean,
I've had it.
For sure. Yeah. Also, are you a fan of meatless meat? Oh boy.
I will tell you what I am a fan of. I'm working on, every summer kind of try to craft the perfect burger. Mine has actual meat, but the chopped up onion, that is very key. So you don't take a bite and then the whole piece of onion comes off and you either have to eat the whole thing or be crude. The chopped onion is the way to go.
Yeah, and that's a McDonald's move, right? Like, I feel like they pioneered that. Yeah.
That sesame seed bun, I think that must be where I got Big Mac.
Yeah. I mean, this, and the Thousand Island dressing, whatever, that's it. Okay, so one more to go. So you guys have 1 point each.
Participation points.
Yeah. So whoever answers this next one correctly is going to win the game. What is this?
A members only puffer jacket for NSYNC.
Close. Taylor, any guesses?
A puffy jacket for your Chihuahua.
I don't know if you can see. Can you see right underneath the collar? There's a little logo there.
No, it's too small.
Gap? Does that say Gap?
Yes, this is, and Amanda, you get a half point for that. This is the new.
Like my Chihuahua one? I don't even get a quarter point?
No. This is the new Yeezy Gap jacket. So a year after it was announced, this is the first fruit of the Gap Kanye West collaboration. So this was just released a couple days ago, and you can pre-order them on the web, and the website instantly crashed. This is a big deal. So this retails for $200, which is a little high for something from Gap. You guys notice anything a little different about the jacket too that I didn't realize quite until I started digging into it?
Is it like a magnetic closure? How does it close?
It doesn't close, Amanda. There's no zippers, no buttons. So you just hold it shut, I guess.
But I'm onto something with the magnets, I think.
Yeah, they need the magnet. I like that idea. Yeah. I think that's a great idea.
I have so many questions.
Yes.
A topic for another day.
Yeah, really. So it is made with recycled blue nylon with a polyester fill. No zippers, no snaps. Sells for $200. Not the only Gap collaboration, though, that's been in the news lately. The other big one was Gap announced a collaboration with Walmart. So they're going to be doing a line of Gap branded homewares to be sold in Walmart stores. So talk about opposite ends of the spectrum there.
Yeah, my understanding, right, is that they're going to do they're going to have an online offering, and then Walmart is going to understand from that data what the best sellers are and then offer those in store.
Oh, wow. That's great. You knew a little bit more about that than we did. Thank you.
I hope my memory is correct.
That's awesome. So we went into that last question with 1 point each. I think Amanda got a half point for saying that it was Gap. So Taylor, I'm sorry, but Amanda, you are the winner of today's retail challenge.
All right, bragging rights. I wish it was a Friday so I could ride off into the weekend on that high.
We won't tell anyone if you want to pretend like it is.
This isn't being broadcast or anything.
Yeah. I mean, no. So, Amanda, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to have you back again. Okay. Let us know the next time you have a cool article for us to talk about.
I will do that. Thank you both so much for having me. This really was fun.
Cool. So Taylor, I wanted to tell you, I had this great conversation earlier this week with Sarah Neal. She's the CEO and founder of Ms. Tyler. So Ms. Tyler is an app that's sort of like Instagram, but when you log onto it, you put in your physical body measurements, and then you follow influencers that have similar measurements to you. And then you see the clothing that they're wearing, and it's shoppable. So you can buy the clothing knowing that it looks good on somebody who's got a similar body to you. So very cool.
That.
Yeah, very cool. Interviewed her on the latest episode of our podcast. So check it out. It's called Where We Buy. It's available on whatever podcast app you like to use, or you can go to wherewebuy.show.
And then, as always, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button below. And you can also click on that little bell icon so you're notified when every new show comes out. There will be a new episode next Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern. You can find that at everythingweknow.show.
Taylor, the cool kids hit the subscribe button. The awesome kids hit the notification bell. So they're going to get that notification. So they're always here to join us.
I should add that to my weekly spiel. I like that.
Yeah. So Taylor, tell me, what else do you know about retail?
James, I'll tell you more next week.